I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a 6-1, maybe. I got a 6-1, bruh. Good body shot from Fulton. Good right hand from brother. Hey, let me run this by you.
We prepared well. It didn't go like we wanted, like we expected, but we always knew that only one David was going to prevail. The only thing that's left is to learn from it, move on, and be better next time.
The fight between David Benavidez and David Morrell was a thrilling showdown that captivated fight fans with its intensity. The two fighters engaged in a slugfest from the opening bell, with both seemingly determined to end the fight by knockout. As the rounds progressed, it was clear that Ben's experience and power began to take control. However, boxing pros have exposed Ben when calling it a big robbery. Social media platforms have been a buzz with reactions from fans who believe that Morrell was unjustly denied victory. One fan sarcastically tweeted, "David Benavidez gets arrested outside the arena after robbing David Morrell," encapsulating the sentiment that Morrell was the rightful winner. John Tank Davis weighed in on the bout, expressing surprise at Morrell's agility, given his size. Tank said, "This my first time seeing Morrell fight. Soon you to be that size." In a now deleted tweet, Davis went further, accusing the referee of cheating, suggesting that the officiating may have been biased in favor of Benavidez. Prominent sports journalist Ariel Helwani praised the match's intensity, stating this Benavidez ex-Morrell fight is sick, just as good, if not better than expected. Love it. While Helwani's comment focused on the fight's entertainment value, it also highlighted the closely contested nature of the bout. Combat sports analyst Capoza noted the dramatic turn in the final rounds, observing, "Just when that fight settles into a rhythm, Morrell turned up the drama in those final rounds. Great fight, not difficult to score, but that delivered as an anticipated." This remark shows the belief that Morrell's performance in the later rounds was strong enough to secure him to win. The animosity between Benavidez and Morrell was evident even before the fight. At a media workout leading up to the bout, tensions boiled over when Benavidez shoved Morrell during a face-off, prompting Morrell to hurl his title belt at Benavidez. Security intervened to prevent further escalation. By the fourth round, Morrell stunned Benavidez with a surprising right hook that left the Mexican fighter on the ropes, showing vulnerability for the first time in a long while. However, Benavidez, known for his resilience and relentless pressure, quickly regained his composure. He started landing powerful uppercuts, breaking through Morrell's guard and pushing the Cuban fighter back, despite being on the back foot for much of the fight.
It was one of my mistakes where, maybe I got going a little too late. I was getting going in the last 3 rounds. Maybe I should have done that earlier, but it's something to learn from, and, something that happened in that fight that was a factor. 1 second, then Rafael here.
David, I wondered, when we were leading up to the fight, there was a lot of discussion about your relative lack of professional experience compared to David. I know you had the great amateur background. He had so many more pro fights. It seemed like that was a factor because he was able to slow it down, speed it up, and do sort of what he wanted at a lot of the times. I wonder if you felt like that the experience level was maybe a little bit much for you. I'd actually like to hear Ronnie's perspective on that also.
It was definitely one of the main factors in this fight, where it didn't tilt the balance 100%, but it definitely was something that played a role in the outcome of the fight.
Benavidez continued to pressure Morrell into the later rounds, showcasing his physical strength and ability to absorb punishment. By the 8th round, the effects of Benz's attack were starting to show as Morrell appeared fatigued. His performance, which initially included some showboating and movement, began to knee as Benavidez controlled the pace of the fight. As the rounds wore on, Morrell's energy dipped, and it was clear that Benavidez was calm, ably ahead on the unofficial scorecards. By the 9th round in the championship rounds, Morrell attempted to rally, looking to steal the final rounds with aggression. However, Benavidez continued to dictate the action, inviting the Cuban to press forward. A surprising moment came near the end of the 11th round when Morrell scored a knockdown on Benavidez. However, controversy struck when the referee deducted a point from Morrell for punching after the belt. This deduction shifted the momentum back in Benitez's favor at the end of the fight, though the judges scored in favor of Benavidez with 2 scores of 115-111 and one of 1188, making him the winner by unanimous decision. However, the result was met with criticism from WBA lightweight champion Jant Davis, who accused the referee of cheating Davis voiced his frustration on social media. Claiming the referee's actions influenced the outcome of the fight, Benavidez nicknamed the Mexican. Monster boasts an imposing record of 290 with 24 knockouts, known for his relentless pressure power punches and iron will he has been on a mission to establish himself as the most dominant super middleweight and a potential contender to face boxing superstar Canelo Alvarez. In the build-up to this fight, Benavidez has been vocal about his disdain for Morrell, accusing him of disrespect, and vowing to make their clash a brutal affair. The press conference showcased Benz's fiery temperament, with his aggressive remarks and a physical altercation that only added to the drama.
Morrell and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it. Yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid, and he told me I'm going to be a world champion someday, and then I run into him and he's a world champion. That's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. That's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing, and yes, I will watch that fight. That's the question you asked.
David Benavidez, American from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
On the other side, David Morrell, the WBA regular champion, has carved out a reputation as a slick, powerful, and technically gifted boxer. With a perfect record of 110 and 9 knockouts, Morrell is eager to prove that he belongs at the top of the division, despite being the less experienced fighter. In terms of professional bouts, Morrell has shown no signs of intimidation during the press conference. His refusal to shake Benz's hand and his bold move of hurling his championship belt at Benz's head signaled that he's not backing.
Man, no secret for everybody that Benavidez were, you know Robocop? Hey, stop. Yeah, that's it. Look, the Benavidez versus Plan, 12 round. This time is the really secret. I never fight Plan before. I think so. Plan not have too much power for Benavidez. So he's the big guy. He's stronger too. So you have like the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. Not nothing for you.
Keep your head up.
I can dance. I move. I can dance. Benavidez can dance. That's it.
The tension between Benavidez and Morrell erupted during a media workout in Miami on December 17, 2020, for their animosity boiled over into a physical altercation, escalating the anticipation for their forthcoming light heavyweight title fight. Benavidez has also highlighted the personal animosity between him and Morrell, noting, "He doesn't like me, I don't like him." This tension has been evident in their pre-fight interactions, including a heated exchange during a media workout where Benz shoved Morrell, leading to Morrell throwing his WBA interim title at Benavidez. Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, did not mince words, asserting Benavidez won that fight. "It's clear they don't want him near me. The sport deserves rematches." When it's this controversial, Alvarez's comments hinted at long-standing speculation about boxing politics, deliberately sidelining Benavidez, a relentless challenger from securing a career-defining bout against the sport's biggest star. His call for an immediate rematch echoed a broader sentiment among fans and pundits who viewed the decision as a barrier to the matchups the public demands. The rivalry between Canelo and Benavidez has been one of the most talked about topics in boxing over the past few years. The tension between the two fighters stems from Benz's persistent challenge for Canelo's super middleweight titles, which Canelo has avoided. On Andre Ward, the former champion turned ESPN analyst, offered a more measured but pointed analysis acknowledging Morrell's technical prowess. While siding with Benz's case, Morrell's defense was brilliant, but effective aggression should have swayed this. Benavidez did more to win rounds, Ward remarked, highlighting the tension between tactical boxing and the eye test of sustained pressure. His commentary reflected the subjective nature of judging criteria where clean punching, effective aggression ring. Generalship and defense are weighted differently by each official. Meanwhile, veteran trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas delivered a scathing indictment of the sport itself, declaring this is why boxing's dying Benavidez landed the harder shots, forced the fight judges rewarded, running Atlas's frustration with Morrell's lateral movement dismissed by some as evasive rather than strategic resonated with fans who felt the Cuban slick style prioritized survival over domination, clashing with the visceral appeal of Benz's relentless attack.
In terms of moving back down to 168, is that out the window now?
I'm not going back down to 168. I don't care if Canelo, if he wanted to fight me and told me to go down to 168. I don't care about that money. I don't care about none of that. I was at 168 for a while. 3 years. I was #1 contender. I was not given that opportunity, so now I'm here at 175 fighting the guys that have balls that actually take on their #1 contenders.
Have you completely lost hope in that fight happening?
I don't think about that fight. I mean, I only think about what's on the table, and I only think about what's ahead of me. I knew that this fight was potentially we could make it. We made it happen. Now I'm only thinking about this fight and then unifying the titles after.
Media outlets further fueled the firestorm, with the ring and boxing scene publishing unofficial scorecards that overwhelmingly favored Benavidez 75, aligning with the fan consensus. The statistical breakdown and media dissent painted a picture of a fight where the judge's interpretation starkly diverged from both quantitative data and qualitative assessments. Social media platforms exploded with hash Robbery, drawing comparisons to infamous decisions behind the scenes. Benavidez camp filed formal appeals with the WBC and WBA, though historical precedent suggests overturning the result is unlikely. Morrell's team, while open to a rematch if the money's right, face mounting scrutiny. Their triumph overshadowed by accusations of illegitimacy. As the sport grappled with yet another credibility crisis, the fallout extended beyond the ring. Benz's path to a Canelo payday grew murkier, while Morrell's undefeated record bore an asterisk in the court of public opinion.
Purer puncher probably is Morrell for one shot. He's the less experienced guy, but he's got that Cuban background, with the amateur pedigree, over 100-something fights. He's got experience. Even though he's got a lot less fights professionally, he's got experience. He hasn't fought the resume professionally that Benavidez has, so that's in favor of Benavidez. The experience, always important. But also the pedigree, like I said, where he comes from, Cuba, how, you come from that island that from the beginning when you first put those gloves on, it's all about becoming a world champ. Part of it is to escape the communist country, to get to a better life, to get to where you can pursue dreams, to get over here where you can become a world champion. And that is all there. But Benavidez comes from those bloodlines too, where it's all about with him and his father, and his family. It's all about being a champion, staying a champion, being proud, representing yourself in and out of the ring as a champion. The power. Both guys are known for that.
With PPV numbers revealing a staggering 650,000 buys, proof of the fighters' drawing power, the demand for a rematch became a financial inevitability, even as Benavidez flirted with a move to light heavyweight. In the end, the fight's legacy may hinge on whether boxing's power brokers prioritize justice for Benavidez or allow the controversy to fester further, eroding the trust of a disillusioned fan base. David Morrell expresses disappointment at the outcome, but also acknowledged Benz's skills and the tough competition. He provided. Morrell admitted that he had some difficulties during the fight, but praised his own efforts and determination. He also mentioned that he would take this loss as a learning experience and come back stronger in his future fights. Benavidez successfully defended his interim WBA light heavyweight title, while adding the WBC light heavyweight championship to his collection, winning a unanimous decision over Morrell, his signature relentless pressure volume punching and body. Attacks allowed him to take control of most of the fight, outworking Morrell and breaking him down over the rounds, while Morrell showed great skill and resilience. Ben's high pace and physicality proved too much for the Cuban star. Even before the fight, Ben's confidence was unwavering, and his victory over David Morrell solidified his dominance in the super middleweight division with his relentless aggression, precision, and power. Benavidez demonstrated that he is the best in his class. His performance left no doubt about his skill and determination to reign supreme in the division. In addition to the personal grudge, the outcome of this fight has significant implications for the super middleweight division's future, with Ben's victory as campaign for a mega fight against Canelo gains even more momentum. This one solidifies his position as a top contender and makes the potential showdown with Canelo even more anticipated.
I definitely made a lot of mistakes that left me exposed to getting hit more than I wanted. Next question.
David, I wanted to ask you a couple things. When it comes to a rematch, is that something that you'd like to wait maybe a couple years for before you jump back into it? And then if you can also elaborate on the difference in body shots. It doesn't seem like you really paid a lot of attention to the body like he did.
Next question. I'm not gonna wait like 3 years. That will be a long time. And as far as whether he wasn't looking for the body enough, that maybe that was the case. Yes, where I felt that I should have looked for the body more, but in that sense, you know, he was heavier than normal, and it wasn't like he was hitting me that hard either. Where like I wasn't feeling his punches a lot more than he was feeling mine.